but they're going to do it, and we'll see how that does go. I feel like, you know, KT Rolster really had a chance to really mangle those last couple of picks on the blue side.
Few of those.
It's more of a game of chicken with this lane. As now down in the bottom lane, this is an excellent dive. Instant cleanse from Henna and a flash over the W, but it's not going to matter. Excellently played, but it's still a good dive.
You say the Raptors should be able to now start clearing up these grubs. FearX will come over and try to deny. Getting any grubs as a Tristana feels great, but 5 is the magic number. And if he gets 2 of these, then chances are pretty good. Doesn't have a smite here for a few more seconds, but there's no way Raptor can contest with topside control. Barrel's room, BDD, full prio in mid, this control ward. Good luck contesting this one, BNK. I don't recommend.
Wait, they're just going to charge into the brush here as they're really trying to get on top of BDD, and that is a nice combo on him. He does flash away, but the knockup comes in. Duro is pretty low, though, and BDD is still alive as the last grub did go to BNK, but what about the rest of your team? Is the brand value, KT, they run straight into it. But it does look like BNK, they're rising to the challenge. And they do want to fight over this one as the arrow is going to hit Deft. Instant cleanse. Nice engage here from Duro once again. But the True Shot Barrage gets a huge amount of value as now Duro is just going to go down. Goes a bit too close to the sun. And the rest of the team not able to follow up on that. Look at the amount of brushes that from the Tristana. Should be able to get 5 here for BNK.
That's pretty massive because it really shuts down Tristana's ability to just sit in the side and blow up a turret. She'll still be pretty good at it, but she's not going to be as good at it as we've seen often. Duro is level 6 now.
Yoshik getting caught on this one. The flash is awkward as well. He throws out Daisy to try to help. He's already got redemption though, and Barrel is frontlining, but he gets baited in by Yoshik, and I think he's going to go down here. There it goes, Closer to pick up the kill. Now
BNK down long enough to actually take this, and BNK can now just run up topside and try to trade for the Rift Herald. Still be valuable. It's Chemtech Souls, could have been worse, but a bit of a disaster here considering how much control BNK had leading up to it.
Yeah, it did feel like they were in the right their gold lead as well. We'll see what kind of value BNK gets out of this Rift Herald, where they do want to drop it in, because, you know, the top tier 1 is going to go a number to that top 1 clear, not really able to defend this with all the pressure. Now the Rift Herald just being put down in the bottom lane here for BNK, and they'll get at least the outer.
Full fight over the Vision.
Got a little fight up in the top side. Clear, very tanky, and you know what? I mean, BDD's trying his best to layer in some damage, but he's only got 1 item as Barrel and Yoshik will be here, but so are Duro and Raptor, and an arrow gonna hit BDD. He is so dead, and down he will go. Barrel trying to peel, but he's gonna have to flash away as well. Lots of damage is being traded back, but look at the brand value as well. Barrel is not going to burn down just because they have the Ivern thing. Shielding.
I mean, it's great for KT, you know, with the Ivern. But
yeah, that's true. They're trying to deny it here, though, as the True Shot Barrage not feels good.
Deft does have some main character energy in this game.
He absolutely does. And now Duro in a really rough spot here, but Deft as well getting pressured. Still, this looks pretty good for the side of KT, as Clear's going to go in by himself and immediately get isolated. The rest of the team was backing away.
And that should be the mid turret going down here. BNK, just a split call, and it's a bit of a yikes as... Okay, we're good. So Deft, he gets low here, but gets redeemed then. Okay.
I see that, and BDD rocket jumps into the fight, and now Duro doesn't have his ult. He is just dead. As he will explode here in just a moment. Deft says, no, give me that kill. Thank you very much. As now we're going to get another pick, as once again the front line of BNK is going to be torn apart.
This game. And unfortunately, BNK, we'll see how this all went down when we go into the replay, but just...
Yeah, this can't happen. He's just going to be isolated, trying to do the blue buff right next to the team that's doing the Baron. You can't do that. As now Closer are going to force a flash. Kind of
better, but BDD very aggressive, and then Raptor here. I mean, you miss every blue buff you don't take. I don't know. Well,
I do agree. I feel like Duro was trying to peel for the Corki, who was totally fine. You know, Closer just Valkyries away, but it's fine if you have ult, as you mentioned, on the Alistar, but not fine in that position, as now they're going to be isolated, and they just have the damage to peel through the Poppy. She's just not that tanky right now with the LDR online, with the 3-item Ezreal, who's so fed. As now Cassante, is he killable? Well, the answer is no. I should have known. BDD in a little bit of trouble, but the Ivern is just denying so much damage. It's insane what this champ can do, especially from ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the uptime of those shields, it's pretty absurd, especially when you're retreating and your shield isn't actually contacting with anybody. You arm guard, so he doesn't have that extra safety anymore either, and that's a real big problem here is relatively low econ. I mean, Brand can farm pretty
to death.
Yeah. So when the shield hits somebody, it's a longer cooldown, but when
nobody can really touch him, right? He's just given so much freedom, especially with the lead that they have. And yeah, Arrow going to be eaten by the Rel, providing that front line. We're just dashing into them as now an excellent engage from Beryl. Wow, that was amazing. He's going to die, but man, that looked cool.
Hey, he got all of them, and then he disappeared, but he was able to CC them all.
Oh boy, and we got Rylai's here ticking. I mean,
here comes Clear.
AT's being chased down. That's 2 kills now, as Clear is coming in from behind. The front line of KT Rolster is gone, and the Baron is about to spawn. Down will go Tristana, and BNK, their base is in tatters. And Deft is still doing insane damage. Okay, that was, okay, I'm not sure about that one, as now the flash comes in for the Alistair. Oh, the shield though, man, this guy is crazy.
Blast bone action.
Yeah, now it's just Ivern. And Pyosik, I think, eventually, now he's just too fast. Or is he? Clear is coming in, chasing him down. Guys, their base is dying at the same time, but they don't seem to care. Closer.
Actually start this one, and I mean, there's a way back into this game, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, they should get this Baron 100%. Wow, that smite was incredibly late. He smited that at like 187. Meanwhile, their base is in a lot of trouble, as now Perfect trying to stop the backs, but the Baron empowered recall is not good enough, and they will stop the backs. It's only Closer and Alistair to get back, but maybe a couple of kills here to the side of KT is Clear, and Hannah doing a number to these guys, but eventually Clear is going to go down. Eventually, right? Okay, there you go. Well, this game is just insane.
I mean, they have a huge role to play here in the potential to base defense, but I don't know if it's going to be good enough.
He just used his wave clear in a Daisy.
Yeah,
that's not going to help.
That's not helpful.
He's still, okay, well, Daisy's going to go down. And the Baron and Power,
they get this, but it's not a huge deal. They're still a way in for FearX, but this is actually quite significant to give this one up. Yeah. There's just nothing they can do.
It's pretty large. It's actually huge. I mean, Cassante and Rel love it. Iraj. And Clear is being chased down here. He is going to avoid all the knockups. Not that one from Daisy, though, as this first inhibitor is going to go down, and the damage from Deft is just insane. And they're not really responding to it at all. It's Clear. It's nearly going to die. Deft this time he is going to Arcane Shift away from the team.
This Brand is so valuable here on the defense. They're sitting on this one Nexus turret.
Really need to focus on clearing the waves out as that they will. The arrow comes in, the engage from BNK not great as Closer going to take a bunch of damage. In goes Beryl, and the True Shot Barrage once again is huge. Redemption comes in, but now Perfect is alone in that back line as the Alistair is insane, but he does get Henna down, and now the massive Tristana damage comes in, and KT, they will limp across the line, but they will at least finish in first in this first game. As it will be the Nexus to go down. Duro looks like he will survive, much to the chagrin of the remaining KT members. And that'll do it. Game 1 will go into the hands of KT Rolster.
I like the left in a really awkward spot. There's the Braum they could have banned instead of the Zeri to then trade that out, but, well, I mean, at the end of the day, Henna is... You know, you could see that his conversation he was having was just keeping the Renekton at arm's length as Closer.
Yeah, he's going to have to flash early. That's a good flash. You know, it feels maybe a little bit safe, but if he gets stunned, he just dies. So
that Hail Mary attempt to come back in on Grubs that they did in Game 1, there's just no secrets here for BNK, except maybe this.
Yeah, trying to get in on top of Beryl, who's just in the jungle by himself, and now Deft isolated on the bottom side of the map. He's all alone against 3 members on the side of BNK, who immediately want to get this down, the cleanse on the Ignite, and now the flash away. This dive did not go well, especially with Beryl over to BDD, so now they have 3 winning lanes.
Yeah, Pyosik's not done.
Yeah, Closer, no jump, easy as that. Pyosik
is just going to be like, okay, well, I know where he's here. We'll go the other place. We get a successful gank. We get a successful summoner, grab away. Perfect.
And then gets in front of his AD carry.
Pyosik's here.
And yeah, I mean, they're just getting them low for the follow-up dive, and that is exactly what is coming in now. The ult straight into Duro as Beryl is in a bit of trouble. Will be traded back as Nautilus, very difficult to dive, and even Deft is going to go down. So a 2 for 2 But denial of CS.
Not ideal, but that was a pretty sloppy dive we consider. They could have used all of this chain CC together instead of just using it and then having Pyoshik come in. Almost felt like it was an afterthought. Just,
Wait and see how much value Duro can get on this one. As the rest of the grubs will go over to Pyoshik. Credit to Raptor that he was able to get another one. Now the all-out's going to come in here. Perfect is certainly playing with fire, trying to just extend his lead for Barrel.
This time the turret's really low, so Pyoshik can just bide his time here and push them away.
Yeah, they are going to ward it, so at least they do see him. Duro, nice buffer on that one, but here comes BDD, and Duro is not long for this world. Pyoshik can just solo the both of them. Doesn't need much help at all. Then they knew the Ashe Braum should have been coming without the ban on the Ashe, and well, they weren't left with many options, so.
To do anything bottom side.
It's not Chemtech Soul again, and if it's Hextech,
oh,
Soul was just insane with the Ashe and the Azir and the whole comp. Clear is in a bit of a rough spot here as he's going to get stunned on the turret, and Barrel is ganking him. Now we do have Maokai coming on up, but K'Sante doing K'Sante things. Will it happen as Barrel doesn't
in mid? And this is just going to be a game where win lane, win draft, win game. It looks like, I mean, the BNK...
One extra farm, a bounty, and yet they're the same level.
Crazy.
XP, one hell of a drug. As now Pyoshik, we'll see, we'll test that theory. Is he actually unkillable? I guess against 5 people, he is not, as he will go down. BDD also just going to die for some reason, as that fight a TP and losing a Drake for it. Will it work out? Will they even kill him? I think with 3 people, they should be able to, especially with the Tristana damage, as in he goes, and down he goes. And the shutdown will go over to K'Sante.
Damage on this Azir, depth still showing in mid, and if BNK try to commit, they're going to be into Emperor's Divide.
Yeah, you don't really want to engage onto Barrel as they're using a lot into the Braum. And down will go Henna. No cleanse. No way to get out of that one, but the Braum does go down, and now the front line is only perfect, but huge staying power for him, and Pyoshik actually still in the front line as Clear, trying to assassinate BDD, might just be able to, but no, he goes down. And this should be the fight over to the side of KT. Rolster just barely getting across the line.
Cleanse, I'm going to be doing the damage. As Barrel buying some time here, as you can see, they will get the Baron in live. And again, as Raptor does have that Nature's Grasp.
Slows are coming in once again, and now Duro's in a lot of trouble. That Braum ultimate is huge value. The Maokai, Nature's Grasp is going to keep them all at bay, but the chase will not be denied from the side of KT. And here comes BDD, takes the weirdest angle, but it does not matter. Only gets Clear, but once you take the K'Sante down, the rest of the comp will fall like a bunch of dominoes, as Duro is going to throw this into Barrel. But that's not the Ashe, and in goes Depth, and he will take everybody down, and that will be the end of this fight.
Depth has had enough. He's ready to go home. And yeah, BD gets his revenge on Clear as well. On that one, the Emperor's Divide only gets the K'Sante, the one that pulled him away last time, but this should be KT with this Baron buff for another minute, closing this one out. Not a clean ace, but nearly there. KT dominate with the better draft, tons of map control. Few whoopsies, a few, tripping over shoelaces in the mid game, but it's okay in the end when you're this far ahead. It just doesn't matter.
Just doesn't matter. They're grouping up for another team picture as Pyoshik gonna throw up the thumbs up and the OK. KT rolls.
And we'll hear from Deer.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Deer for the POG interview translation, joined by Deft on the side of KT Rolster, who continue their 4th winning streak by defeating BNK FearX. Congratulations, Deft. Thank you.
너무 부끄럽지만 데프트 선수는 정말 잘
No,
어울리시네요.
it's embarrassing, but it looks like you're really pulling off this Anima Squad look. This is your first POG and a solo interview. How do you feel?
우선 이제 창현이가 무척 아쉬워해서 좀 미안한 마음이.
You know, Pyoshik was actually really sad, so I feel a little bad.
되게 어색하네요.
I think it's been a really long time since I got my POG, which feels a little odd. And with your amazing gameplay in Game 1, you got your solo POG, and it was an unanimous one too. And with how hard it is for AD carries to get POG lately, what are your thoughts on this? It's because of how common AP junglers are.
보통
flying around in the map and on the rift. So I think that's why it happens that AD carries actually get outshined by these AP junglers in team fights. So your performance today was on point, and you are at the top of your form. So what was the practice process like? Nothing special. I think we just put in our best. We really just put in our whole life into the practice process, and we worked really hard as a team. And Deft, in game 1, you had over 1500 DPM with Ezreal, and the awakened one-man army Deft came out. So Ezreal had a really important role in this comp, so what was your game plan? Yeah, it's a pick that had a really good control over the game, so I had to make sure that I'm ahead. And I think it was really easy for me to pull this off because of all the help that I got from Alistair that enabled me. And with your win in the patch 14.13, Ezreal finally got his first win. And you've always been skilled at Ezreal, and he happens to be your most played champion in the LCK. So is there something veteran players do differently with Ezreal? Lately, Pace has been playing so well with Ezreal, and I think, I feel like it's just that Ezreal is a really good pick since Pace is also able to play so well with Ezreal. It has nothing to do with a veteran. And in game 2, you pulled a Brownie, which is a Braum Sejuani comp, and took Ashe. And it looked like the laning phase looked very comfortable for you. So do you think the drafting phase went just as you planned? Yeah, everything went really smoothly. I think we were able to take control of the game. We had control over the laning phase all the way throughout until the very end as we closed it out. And so, in game 2, the enemy tried to sneak Baron, and KT caught them red-handed. So were you aware? Who called it? Yeah, I believe that we're all aware that Azir does a lot of damage late game, so we were all just conscious of it. And we noticed at the end of game 2, Pyoshik said, family photo without barrel, and you replied with, how would it be a family photo without family? So Daft, what is barrel to you? You know, we fight and quarrel a lot, but he's so reliable. I guess like as a family member? You know, he's always sensitive, so maybe someone like a student getting ready for his entrance exam. So now with your 4th consecutive victory, as your last game of round 1, you will face DRX. How confident are you? I believe our team is very good. And I think we've been really doing well and putting our best foot into climbing up the ladder. So I believe that it is possible. And any shout out to all your fans? I feel like now we're able to breathe a little, and we want to make sure that we win the rest of our matches, and I want to make sure that we're able to let all of our fans smile in the end. So that's the end of the interview from Deft, and back to the space. Thank you.
Dear. Thank you for that translation. Again, always great